Every night, millions of us participate in the exact same ritual. We slide the deadbolt into the doorframe. We arm the digital security systems. We pull the blinds down over the glass. We sleep soundly because we trust these physical barriers. But that trust relies on a major assumption that the threats waiting outside our homes will obey the standard laws of physics and human behavior. We're going to examine 3 documented accounts where that perimeter of safety systematically collapses. We will track the threat as it advances from the distant edge of a property line directly up to the glass and finally right outside a bedroom door. The fortress we build around ourselves is remarkably fragile. It only keeps the outside world out as long as the outside world plays by the rules. The first breach targets the outermost boundary, the property line and the exterior structure of the home. Patrick McCabe was recovering from dental surgery, living on a strict schedule of waking up every 3 hours for medication. At 4 a.m., sitting awake in a hot room, he heard distinct scratching on the shingles directly above his head. Assuming a raccoon was trying to burrow into the attic, Patrick grabbed a heavy-duty flashlight and went outside. He swept the beam across the first-floor roof. He didn't find an animal. Standing completely still on the uneven roof was a naked human being. Patrick screamed. The figure didn't stumble. Instead, they sprinted barefoot across the loose shingles with absurd speed. To understand the physical anomaly of what happened next, look at the schematic of the exterior. The intruder scrambled to the edge and plummeted directly onto the concrete paver stones below. A fall from that height generates enough kinetic impact to easily shatter bones in the legs. Yet, the impact produced a deafening thump, and the intruder instantly sprang up from the concrete. The attacker charged, tackling Patrick to the pavement. He began violently clawing at Patrick's eyes, exhibiting a level of physical strength that defied explanation. Patrick's father burst through the back door and had to physically rip the man off his son. Covered in Patrick's blood, the intruder scaled a backyard fence and vanished into the dense woods. The responding police treated the event like a standard trespassing incident. They suggested installing security cameras and declared that searching the surrounding woods would be useless. The traditional logic of law enforcement had no answer to the physical anomaly they were documenting. Geographic isolation, height elevation, and even the natural limits of the human body offer exactly zero defense against a highly motivated, irrational threat. In our second case, the threat bypasses the yard entirely and presses directly against the physical boundary of the house. This layout features a deeply recessed front door and an adjacent bedroom window, providing a direct line of sight. While the homeowner investigated an overturned trash can outside, a threat carved a path right into the recessed hallway's blind spot. Hovering between wakefulness and sleep in his bed, he heard a new sound, metal rhythmically tapping against glass. He peeked through his bedroom curtains. Standing in the darkness of the external hallway, facing the front door, was a human silhouette. The figure started to turn. The homeowner ducked. A full minute passed in suffocating silence. Finally, he gathered the courage to stand up and peel back the curtain. Just 2 inches from the glass, staring directly back at him, was a man with shriveled, melting skin. Even with the glass intact and the doors bolted, the homeowners spent the following weeks installing a more robust security system. The realization that a stranger could stand inches from their bed, peering through the pane, changed the way they perceived their own walls. The final collapse happens deep inside the inner sanctum of a completely locked single-story house. A man in his mid-30s was working late at his computer. It was past 3 a.m. He lived entirely alone. The house was dead silent, lulling him into a total sense of isolation. Without warning, heavy footsteps started sprinting down the interior hallway. They rushed straight for his room and stopped, immediately followed by 3 deafening Elise-style bangs on his bedroom door. He froze, bracing for a stranger to breach the room. Nothing happened. Instead, he heard the footsteps quickly retreat down the hall. Fueled by raw adrenaline, he grabbed a glass bottle, threw open the door, and chased the sound. He tore through every single room in the house, screaming. He found no one. The investigation centered on a specific contradiction. Every door and window was verified as locked from the inside, leaving no clear entry or exit point for an intruder. The homeowner spent the following week searching for a logical oversight, a missed latch, or a hidden space, but found nothing to explain the sudden, violent assault on his door. This incident leaves a persistent gap in the security narrative. When a perimeter remains perfectly intact, yet a threat manifests inside the hallway, the very purpose of a locked door is called into question. Across all 3 of these accounts, a distinct pattern emerges. Physical defenses were bypassed, responding authorities could provide no actionable answers, and mundane explanations were unable to account for the physical evidence. The physical threat eventually vanishes, but the psychological damage remains. These victims are forced into an afterstate. They carry the lingering realization that their homes do not function as the fortresses they once believed to be. We rely on locks, fences, and alarms to protect us, but those tools only stop beings that respect the boundaries of glass and wood. The concept of a totally safe, sealed environment is a comforting fiction. It is the lie we tell ourselves as we turn off the lights and listen to the dead of night.